It is the Riot, broadcasting live from the balmy RadioU studios.
Where we're at, it's currently 0.
No, it wasn't like 2 below?
No, it's, well...
It went back up?
No, it's 0 right now. Actually, -1 right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, in your last weather forecast, I thought you said -2.
No, but when we started
-1.
the show this morning, it was 2.
My car, when I started, it said 4 degrees. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's down 5 degrees.
We're losing temperature, guys.
When you get this close to the bottom, every degree counts.
But as a lot of the country is in a very, very cold snap, there's a lot of areas where it's way worse.
You know what we should do is we should start reporting the temperature in Kelvin. Instead of, yeah.
It just messes people up.
And then just be like, it's 255 degrees outside right now.
Why are we whining?
It would feel so balmy right now.
Well, if you're in a very, very cold area, just be safe and enjoy the podcast. Stay in and you have a reason.
Yeah, it's 255 out. It's too hot to be out there, guys. Just saying. What's in the podcast today? Well, let's see. There's more talk of cereal. I break everything, which is really great. Nikki and I come up with what I think is an amazing pitch for a TV show.
We talk about a new, it's an old topic for a new show that the Sci-Fi Network has won a bidding war for, and then we just give you some more ideas.
Falling asleep on Twitch, the Cheeto sandwich.
Oh, that looks so good. Did you add the part how someone in Roanoke is supposed to go try it for us?
Yes.
Did you add that in?
No, I didn't leave that in, actually.
So there was an update after we talked about it. Some listener's going to do that.
And we also, probably the most important thing we talk about today, Ariana Grande. I mean, obviously, she's the most important. And her tattoo.
We really should have taken people's calls and texts on if they have a tattoo that is messed up. I would have loved to have seen them.
You know what, Nikki? If only we were back tomorrow.
We could do it tomorrow if you wanted.
We could. You guys could right now, like overnight, you could text us or email us photos of your bad tattoos.
So even bad or just wrongly translated, badly done.
Whatever you got.
Or if there was a mistake.
If you've got something you feel like it needs to be highlighted here,
then send it in.
You guys could go ahead and do that. So here he is. 877-2RadioU. Email us, riot@radiou.com.
Include your name and where you're texting or, calling from.
Yeah. So have a fantastic day. Stay warm and bye.
Dear RadioU, when I was a kid, my parents sent our dog to live on a farm in the country where he could run and play all day. I could ask them for the address if you need somewhere to send the Riot.
It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
It's weird in here today.
We have new monitors on part of our studio area.
They're actually all new.
Even those two?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought those were the old ones.
No. They're not. They're all new.
Fancy.
Yeah, so we basically, it's a minor studio upgrade. So
but it makes all the major difference.
It makes a crazy difference. Like
I
the
can
studio seems enormous.
Yes, it does.
And it is weird.
Yeah.
It's a combination of new monitors and smaller. I mean, the monitors we have were probably at least, they were like 10 years old. They were old monitors.
Yeah, but it's just the new placement with them. And
yeah, they're way lower. And so I have this touch screen over here so I can just hit buttons. It's so awesome. I love it. So I don't hear anything.
You're on. You should. That sometimes it's the kinks of when you get something new.
You know what?
You can touch the buttons. It just doesn't mean something's going to play.
It doesn't work.
It's okay.
That's good, though. This is great. This is actually right in line with what's been going on lately. I can't seem to get anything to work right.
Maybe not the first time.
Last night, there's an Obadiah Play stream that's up.
Yeah.
It took me forever to get it running. I ended up having to restart it in the middle. And listening back to it, for reasons I don't understand, it was pulling audio from the wrong camera or the wrong mic. There were so many things wrong with it. I don't know why. This morning, if you go into the break room, you'll find that there's coffee everywhere but in the carafe.
Oh, did it spill over?
There's coffee all over the floor, all over the counter. Why?
And you know what? You can't even make a sounder to show your disappointment in that because that's not even working.
I don't know why. I know that I've gone through a roll of paper towels on just the floor alone.
Oh, no.
So, that's great. It's really...
It's going to be a good day, okay?
It's coming...
It's going to be great.
And I'll just throw in here, haven't had a shower. Why? Because I was going to the gym, but I couldn't get to the gym because road conditions. And so I got here super early and made coffee, which is no shower, and the coffee's on the floor.
All right, well.
So maybe I'll just roll around in the coffee. See if that helps.
And then take the paper towels. Don't forget that part.
Yeah, and then I'll play you guys this sounder.
It's not working. Should be working, but it's not working.
It's fine. I didn't want it to work, and I'm glad it's not.
The Riot's motto, Carpe Cupcake. Those are words to live by. Radio U.
Man, we heard from a lot of people in the last 12 hours talking to us about the new hotness, because we're the cereal people now, guys.
Apparently, we did a Riot food fight a couple of weeks ago with the Chocolate Toast Crunch, the Churro cereal,
and Fruity Lucky Charms.
Fruity Lucky Charms. And then yesterday, we did a Riot food fight with the Sour Patch Kids cereal and Dippin' Dots banana split ones. Mm-hmm. You can watch all of those food fights through Radio U Riot on Facebook, and then, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. But apparently, that's not enough, even though we talked about these before, Nikki. And they've been out in limited release in December, and pretty much now they've been out throughout January.
Okay, so what are we talking about?
These are the Hostess, the donuts. Which ones?
It's their powdered donut cereal.
Pretty much, yes.
And then they also have
the honey buns.
The honey buns. These came from Stephanie and Cody. They messaged us about them, and
Cody told us where we can find them.
Yeah,
I think it's at a Walmart near us.
Cody has found them at a Walmart that is close to us. Yeah. So, I mean, like, if we decided to just shut down right now and drive over there,
we could get them.
We could probably get our hands on them, right?
But now that we've mentioned it, then
of course there's going to be a run on them.
On the quantity of them have been gone.
What do you think about a honey bun cereal?
I used to love honey buns. That's what I had a lot of times in school when I was younger.
Yeah. I saw people eat those a lot.
Yeah, like they were in elementary school. Those were really good.
I didn't like them. I don't know why, because
you just say you did and be okay with it.
Well, it's one of those things where I don't understand why I didn't like them, because they're everything I like. They're honey and bun.
They were really good.
It's wonderful.
Those, and then do you remember the peanut butter bars that had like the chocolate layer on the top? Did anybody else have those?
Oh, yeah, I mean, those. Yeah, I mean, chocolate and peanut butter.
But those were like iconic to your elementary school years.
I think those were good until Michelle Obama came in. And now you get plain celery or something.
Don't get those anymore. So Hostess has those too, and they're out. They've been out if you find them.
Well, we need to find those, and we need to. It's important that we share those with everybody.
Because now we just always taste testing cereal.
Hey, while we're talking about food, also want to say what's up to Jen. She messaged us and said, hey, I forgot to say this last week, but I heard your advice about chocolate for sore throats, and I had a sore throat. So I thought, why not? I can only confirm that drinking chocolate syrup is not powerful enough to defeat a sore throat, that it turns out was strep throat.
Oh, yeah. Well, the study did not say anything about strep throat.
It did not.
I'm going to stand up for the study and those say we're sorry that it did not help, but I told her at least now she can have chocolate milk to just have chocolate milk.
Well, and Jennifer, the other thing, too, is I think it was chocolate as a cough suppressant, right? Not as a sore throat treatment?
Yes, you're correct. It's supposed to help with coughing.
Right. So that's a twofer.
And I don't know if it was like chocolate milk. It might have just been more.
No, you just eat chocolate.
You just eat chocolate. Cacao. So you had to have more than just chocolate milk. But close enough.
But you know what? I'll tell you right now, any excuse to just drink chocolate syrup, right?
You're just fine. But strep throat, it did not cover strep throat. It was just if you had a cough.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Oh, let me go get you. You want a little candy bar?
I'm not so much mad about what they say. I'm mad that they think any of us want to hear it. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
I'll tell you what you need. You need a direct-to-Netflix zombie horror movie.
All right.
They never have zombie horror on Netflix.
Well, actually, they do now.
Oh, wait, that was just this weekend.
The Kingdom one.
Wait, did you watch that?
I haven't watched any. No. I watched other stuff, and I should have not. I should have watched it.
I'd like to pretend that I'm above it, but instead I played Resident Evil 2, which is
the video game
horror.
Close to that version of it anyways.
So Kingdom's a 6-episode mini-series about zombies in medieval Korea.
It's a Korean TV show.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, ain't no guns, but they got swords for days.
They got stuff.
Yeah. So the word on the street is that Zack Snyder, the man who brought you 300, Man of Steel, Watchmen, Sucker Punch, and the half of Justice League.
Yes.
He is going to be directing a direct-to-Netflix zombie horror film called Army of the Dead.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nice.
So where are you at on that, Nikki?
I like his work most of the time. And sometimes when we felt like his work wasn't 100% the best for like movie theater release, maybe he'll do amazingly well for like Netflix.
His first movie that people really took notice of was Day of the Dead, I think it was. No, Dawn of the Dead. Sorry, there's definitely an of the dead there. You just got to get the first word.
There's lots of ofs and rounds with the dead, so you have to kind of look them up to see which one.
Yeah, in 2004, he directed Dawn of the Dead, and that was a fast zombie movie. Now, we all know that there have been fast zombies before this movie, but, well, then some people might argue, what was the one, 30 days? 30 something.
There's that one. There was what was the Brad Pitt one? That was the fast zombies. The
yeah,
Z
but that was like
later.
Way later. World War Z.
Yes, that one.
I never watched that. I read the book and listened to the audio drama, which was excellent. Excellent in a way that's like, it was horrifying. And it was horrifying in that way when it's not like, oh, I just jumped out of my seat. I was so scared. It was like you're sitting down eating dinner and
you
like,
think about it.
You're horrified.
No,
you're taking a shower.
It's the worst when you think about it and you think, oh, it could actually happen this way.
Yeah. Oh, no, they absolutely nail that. Like, if it happened, this is the way it would happen thing.
Well, maybe for this, a zombie horror thriller for Netflix, maybe he'll do a good job.
Maybe. What if it was a fun zombie?
No, they're going for scary. They're going for scary.
The idea, Army of the Dead, in which he's gathering up, basically Las Vegas has been overtaken by zombies, and there's a team
of mercenaries.
They're going to go in and pull off one of the largest heists in history. But zombies.
Well, they're going into the quarantine zone, and that's where they're trying the heist.
Hey, look, whether you like the guy's stuff or not, I don't know, but he's he makes excellent looking movies.
It's so weird to find out how long a movie takes to actually get made. So this one, it looks like it was first set up from Warner Brothers in 2007, and Netflix took over the project from there. The budget could reach more than $90 million on it.
Wow.
But it's weird to think like, oh, okay, you're at 2019. It's just being talked about,
12
possibly being made. But this has been in works on since 2007.
Yeah. I mean, he makes good, like Sucker Punch is an amazingly cool looking movie, and I hated it.
The script and stuff, I mean.
It's...
Visually, it looks great, but everything else is pretty bad.
That's what I'm saying. So, man, Sucker Punch...
But on Netflix, that's gold. You don't need a great script with things. You just want something to look good, to feel like you went to the theater.
Netflix doesn't even... They don't care if it's good. They just need to drop some names. Like, we got that new Zack Snyder movie. That's all they want.
That's all they need.
Having a bad day? Blame the riot. Everyone else does. And in fairness, it's probably their fault. Radio U.
While we're on... the subject of bringing horror to television. This has got to be one of the dumbest ideas I've ever heard. Though in fairness, I've always thought it was a dumb idea, and every couple of years, they still crank out one.
They still do something. I've never seen anything from the Child's Play franchise.
Well, you had to say that, didn't you?
But you know what it is. It's the little Chucky doll. So, like, you know of it, but I haven't seen anything from it.
I've seen a few of them.
Have you? It's movies, though. It's never been a TV show, has it?
No, but the Sci-Fi Channel is
wants
just
to change that.
Look, we're going to fix that. What we need is a Chucky TV series for sci-fi. So that's what they're going to do.
I think this is a lie, this line from the article. They won the rights to the horror series in a competitive bidding war. I feel like I'm being lied to. No. Who else is bidding for this show?
I can see it.
Who else do you think?
No, okay, because here's what you need.
CBS All Access?
Yes.
Like, are they wanting it?
They want in on that.
They totally want the Chucky television series. Oh, but they'd make it Chucky as in like C.H.U. like Chucky Miami or Chucky Vegas.
Oh my gosh. I love that
And
so
it would
much.
stand and be standing for something else.
What if it, okay, and you know what you do on that series? I have that figured out, okay? What they do is it's like a crossover with the Blacklist. They bring in Chucky, but they leave him in this cell, and he helps them solve murders.
That would be it. There's another set of dolls that are coming out and killing things.
So we have this doll that has like the evil spirit of this mass murderer in it, and he committed a lot of murders as the doll, but he's helping us.
Yes, and there's some sort of FBI profiler.
Yo, yeah, they work together.
They would be working together.
And then there's a guy on the show that hates him because I don't even know why we're working with this doll.
See, okay, now Sci-Fi's like, wait, let me write all this down.
I'm writing it down.
This is gold.
It's perfect.
But
that's
not any of the show that they've actually stated. That is just us adding to that.
No, that's us coming up with the right way to do it. That's us figuring out the angle they need to take this thing to the next level. We just solved it.
So it looks like the creator of Child's Play, Don Mancini, is attached to the television reboot of it. It'll be called Chucky.
The series promises to be, air quotes, a fresh take on the original franchise.
I know you guys can't see us, but all of the eyes were rolling.
Oh, man. My eyes just got back from their world tour.
The first one came out in 1988.
What?
And the most recent one was The Cult of Chucky, which was in 2017.
You know what amazes me is, like, this guy made this movie in 1988. Would he have even been able to fathom that 31 years later, he would still be cashing checks revolving around his idea for a murderous toy doll?
Yeah, I think we're just so out of ideas. Most networks are that they'll grab anything that has some sort of memory for some part of the possible audience. So they're added to the show that this will allow them to explore Chucky's character with the depth that normally you can't get from like a movie, but they'll be able to explore for the television format.
Yeah.
So look for that on Sci-Fi for the new Chucky, which is that scary old doll from the movies coming sometime.
I thought we were going to be friends till the end. This is the end, friend.
That's the line they'll be using.
Yeah. No, the idea that like somebody looks at that and they're like, man, there's so much material we never got to explore.
To say there's a depth.
In Bride of Chucky and Cult of Chucky. There's so much more we can do.
Yeah, but Sci-Fi is kind of like that, so I'm not too surprised. It fits Sci-Fi. It fits the network.
The Sci-Fi Channel dropped The Expanse and picked up Chucky. High five.
Good going, guys. Good going.
The Riot was this close from becoming the absolute worst morning show in radio. Yep. They can't even win at losing. It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
Now, Nikki, yesterday afternoon, I received Kingdom Hearts 3 in the mail.
And you played it?
I did. I streamed it for a couple of hours, actually, and had mucho techno difficultio. And so as a result, you will see it divided into two parts. Mm-hmm. You can see both of them on our Facebook page. No, it hasn't been uploaded to YouTube because problems.
Well, one problem at a time.
No, you know what? I'll tell you this. If you just go to riot.radiou.com, there's a posting there. You can find a link to the video, and it's right there on the page. If you want to watch the first video, you have to watch it on Facebook because you're not allowed to embed it because there's a song in it. And that opening song in the game.
Oh, got copyrighted? Or?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's, man, right there. What I love is right there on the main page. There, like when you log into the game, like splash page, title page, it says for streaming, press Y.
Yeah.
And so I did. And it's like, you are not allowed to stream this game so people can hear the music for blah. I mean, it was like this whole huge thing about don't you dare stream just so people can hear it. It's like you're allowed to stream the game, but you're not allowed to leave it streaming so people can listen to the music.
Correct.
Like,
which I don't know a lot of streamers that do that anyways.
Somebody somewhere maybe.
Maybe there's some sort of soundtrack world online where people love that stuff.
I don't know. But I do know this, that I found Kingdom Hearts 3 at first to be a little underwhelming. I got really tired of the cutscenes. Really tired of them. But it did finally start to open up and turn into something that seems like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Can you pass through some of the cutscenes, or
you can skip them, but Kingdom Hearts is confusing enough watching the cutscenes. I don't know if I want to know what it's like without them at all.
Without them at all?
Yeah. But some of the combat stuff is hilarious. A lot of it you can pull out. This was funny. You can hit a certain point where you can call in an attraction, So, like, think Disney World. And so you can call in the pirate ship. And so it literally rocks back and forth like a pirate ship that you would see at a carnival or something. You can call in the teacups.
Oh,
and
really?
so you'll jump into like these teacups made of light and you'll spin around just like the teacups at Disney World, but you're damaging the bad guys the whole time. That kind of stuff is pretty cool.
But it took a while for you to get into it?
It took a little while. But, I did.
Sometimes when you have technical difficulty starting it, it's hard to then just enjoy the game. So it takes a little time.
I will say, I don't know if you can tell on the stream, but I was very frustrated. And even now, I only this morning have figured out that my microphone was not working correctly. Because you can hear that it's using the camera mic instead of my actual mic. You know what that makes me want to do? Burn it all down.
Okay, and that's
just
you know what?
Burn it down.
Yeah, you know what? That's a valid feeling.
It is.
Recognize your feelings, and we know that they're important. We do. We thank you for telling us about the burn it down feeling. Mm-hmm. We want you to just take a couple of deep breaths and don't act right now on like throwing the mic away.
Nikki, you don't have to act on feelings at all.
You don't. Just
you
wait
can choose
and
not
pause.
to act on them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just because you have a feeling, it can wash over you and through you, and you can be done with it.
But your feelings are important.
Oh, yes, they are. Don't deny them.
Just don't act on them.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a peaceful start to your morning, you should look somewhere else. It's The Riot on Radio U.
I'm looking at him right now, Nikki.
It's I bet he was probably embarrassed at first, but it turned out to be a pretty cute story.
Jesse D streams. He's a Twitch streamer. Hey, man, he's got 2,500 followers. That's pretty good, right?
That is.
I don't think I have that many followers on Twitch. Maybe not even close. He was doing one of what he calls his more relaxed streams. So, like, he'll do streams of him, like, sitting at his computer, et cetera,
But is he playing something that you can watch him play?
Yeah, like, it looks like he streams, what's that Blizzard card game? Hearthstone. It looks like he streams Hearthstone a lot. And he was doing a more relaxed stream. He was hanging on his couch and playing games that way. And I'll have to tell you.
So you were watching him, like the camera was on him.
Right. I have thought about that, like moving my camera over and just being like, yeah, I'm playing games on my couch, so what? Like, that seems like if you're going to sit somewhere for a long time, why not just go ahead and sit on your couch,
Might
right?
as well be comfortable, except if you have a problem which is what came up with him.
Yeah, well, what ends up happening is he's doing this.
He's doing a live stream.
This live stream from his couch, and he falls asleep. And he sleeps on Twitch for... What is it like 4 hours?
I think it's around 4 hours, and people just he started gaining people viewing it and watching it because word began to spread that this man was sleeping during his stream.
Dude, so he ends up getting almost 2 million views on this, and somebody has clipped it so that you can watch the moment he wakes up, and it's so funny.
That's what I like. His poor face.
He's like asleep. And then I love how he lifts his head up before he opens his eyes. I would think he would open his eyes first, but no, like he lifts his head up and he's like,
I think that's a snoring thing, or some people were teasing him at like sleep.
Oh, he absolutely has
apnea
sleep
or something.
apnea.
For
he
sure.
absolutely does.
And then he just kind of looks over and he's like, looking like, am I still on?
Oh, he's definitely on.
And people were watching him.
And so many people were watching him. And he's got whatever the heck that is on Twitch when you're an affiliate or whatever and people can give you money.
Yeah, he picked up a ton.
People were giving him money for sleeping. I love it so much. And the sad part is that's what works. He could grind for the rest of his life trying to make just the best, most awesome content. Never succeed.
He could make a thing out of it. The person who always sleeps during his streams. And you're watching him sleep.
You're watching and waiting for the moment when he actually falls asleep.
Mm-hmm. So it's worth catching the video of it. It's just, again, he's embarrassed, but it's funny.
That's a fantastic idea, guys. That's the moment. Everybody watches. You stream in the middle of the night, and you're like, I'm going to see how long I can make it tonight.
But
Come
as
on.
a lot of people were saying, and when you watch it, you're concerned as well, he should go see someone concerning his sleep apnea. So I believe sometimes when you're like, oh, this is the perfect opportunity for people to, like, how do I sleep at night? And they say that maybe a sign of some problems, and that was showing that.
He does show some signs.
Yeah, of it, but it's fun to watch. It's still fun.
To be mean. Just saying. There's some signs there.
Recycling paper is like planting a tree. Recycling the riot is like burning down the rainforest.
We ain't gonna be in no fire. Not today.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
All right, Nikki.
Come closer to the radio, guys.
Tell us what it is that you want us to eat.
Listen as we describe this sandwich, okay?
Talk to me.
Now, you might not know this, but a little Nikki fact is I love Cheetos.
I didn't know that.
I think they're great. Just love them.
Do you like the poofs or
No,
the crunches?
the crunchy ones. I do prefer those better, but KFC has unveiled the Cheetos sandwich. So let's envision in our mind a chicken sandwich. It looks way better in the picture than chicken sandwiches normally are from KFC or fast food restaurants. But you got like a crunchy chicken sandwich on top. Underneath that, with the bun, is a layer of Cheetos. And then below that is what they're calling a special sauce, a custom Cheeto sauce, which is made by Frito-Lay. And then they've got the cheese sauce also that's around the chicken, which is the sauce. And then looks like maybe something else at the bottom. It better not be mayo. I hope that's not it.
I think it's mayo,
You think
and they
so?
can keep it.
But the cheese sauce is either that
I
or
wanna-
it's on top of the chicken and it's coated on that. I can't tell. They don't say more.
I feel like it's the cheese sauce is what's on the actual chicken, because that to me looks like it. It looks like a buffalo style sauce.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's supposed to be cheese flavored. I want that.
So depending what the white stuff is at the bottom, I don't know, but
I would just tell them to hold that.
yeah, just hold that until we find out. The disappointing thing is it's being tested for a limited time. So if you're in one of these cities, please just FaceTime me, or just, can we go eat it together? I'm just not there, but I just want to see what it looks like. It's in Virginia, in Roanoke and Richmond, North Carolina and Raleigh and Greensboro, and Georgia in Greenville. So those are the only locations.
How awesome would it be to just show up in Roanoke, Virginia, and your whole goal is to go
just
from
have this?
KFC to KFC to find the Cheetos sandwich?
If I had the free time, that seems like a road trip to me.
Absolutely.
It'd be a fun one. So again,
Absolutely.
in Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, there's just a couple of locations, and it's just being tested for a limited time there.
How much would you pay for that sandwich, Nikki?
The Cheeto sandwich from KFC, $5.
$5.
would be tops.
$4.99?
$4.99, and that might be if it was in a combo. But
That feels like a combo price.
I got a nice little drink and a little side.
Okay. All right. I want it. Like,
Yes, does it look good?
I legit, if that was available, I would eat that today.
So we'll see if it becomes something nationwide, but not anytime soon.
Ooh, and then the people at Food Beast had an idea. What about a flamin' hot version of that?
There we go. Next level.
Perfect.
Okay. It's an obvious choice to do. Feels like something Taco Bell would kind of do, but it's KFC doing it.
All right, well, then here's my question to you. Oh, wait,
Or Burger
KFC
King.
and Taco Bell are owned by the same people. Yes.
Well,
Yum Brands. Taco
yes.
Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut.
That's correct.
And Pepsi. Okay, so have you ever made a sandwich and put Cheetos on it?
Yeah.
Because
absolutely. I always put the side stuff on the sandwich. I put fries on my sandwich, and I put chips on my sandwich.
Okay, but have you put Cheetos on a sandwich?
Yes.
Okay, I've never done that before.
We could make a version of this on our own.
I've put a Dorito on a sandwich. That's happened. In fact, I was known at one time for maybe putting Doritos on a peanut butter sandwich.
Ooh, how'd that work out?
I don't know. When you're in third grade,
Doesn't matter.
You're
It's
not
all
thinking
the
too
same.
hard about it. You're just kind of doing it, you know?
At that age, they're probably like, ooh, he's an inventor.
Look at that. And Obadiah used to do stuff in the lunchroom that would blow your mind.
He always came up with the most amazing things.
When life is this good, you don't need a vacation. So get back to work. It's The Riot on Radio U.
Once again, Nikki doing things without me because she's so much better than everybody else.
What was I doing without ya?
You went to Swenson's without me.
I did. Was it the day we had off? So was that last Monday or the Monday before?
You mean Martin Luther King Jr. Day?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fine. You can just, whatever day that was.
No, I don't remember. Was that last week or
It
the
was
week
last
before?
week.
So last Monday, we went, because I don't know where it's at, like in the world. I'm not sure if it's regional or something.
I don't know. I believe it to be a national chain. Swenson's. Let's find out.
But every time we talk about hamburgers, people always mention like the traditional ones of like Shake Shack, Five Guys, In-N-Out, and then, keep going with Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King. And every so often we'll get a couple of Swenson's in there, and I've never had it before.
Well, Swenson's has only 10 locations, actually. So it is not a nationwide chain.
I don't think it's a big thing.
Okay, I guess not, huh? I thought that it was like a big deal. So they, let's see, on Food Network series Food Feuds, they did a Beef Feuds episode in which Swenson's was put against Skyway.
What's Skyway?
I have no idea.
That must be something else regional somewhere.
I have no idea.
Skyline or Skyway?
Skyway, not Skyline. It looks like they may only be located in Ohio.
Okay.
Huh, I did not know that. I actually thought...
Skyway is a vintage burger joint with car hops.
Okay. I thought there was... Okay, then tell me this. Do you have to get a car hop, or is there like an actual drive-through?
There's no drive-through. You pull in, and then they come out, and they take your order and bring you your food.
Well, then...
But it wasn't like Sonic. It wasn't... There wasn't even a menu. Like, you don't pull into the parking space, and then there's the menu.
Okay.
And you can't push it and order it. They literally just come out and do all of it.
Okay, so what did you think?
I'm going to be nice here.
Uh-oh.
I feel like it's
not good.
I was not prepared to order because they have this one burger that is kind of like what they're known for.
Uh-huh.
And they have two sauces that are on it.
Okay.
And one I liked. It was like a cheesy sauce, if I remember, and it seemed pretty good. Then at the bottom, it had a barbecue sauce on it.
And you didn't like the barbecue?
I didn't know it was there because I just saw the top sauce.
Okay.
And I was like, what is this taste I'm tasting? Like, I kept thinking, is the ketchup bad or like what's wrong with it? Mm-hmm. And I don't like barbecue sauce as much.
Okay.
And I never have it on a hamburger. So I wish I would have known that came on there, and I would have asked for it to not be on there.
How about the fries?
We had, those are pretty good. They had fried zucchini. We got the fried zucchini and we got fries. Well, they're good.
A French fried potato, is that, did you get some fries?
Yeah, normal fries and the fried zucchini sticks. But what was really good is
fried zucchini sticks, just keep them.
I had a chocolate.
Just keep them.
I had a chocolate hazelnut milkshake, and that was good. Their milkshakes are really good. Way better, I think, than the hamburger stuff.
Okay.
So.
Just got a text from Dee in Texas. She said that Swenson's was a national chain.
And did they, is it the same thing where like they delivered food or something, or was that something else? I don't know.
I don't know. The thing about this is that, I'd be interested in going to Swenson's, and I thought maybe I'll go today. No, I won't.
The one near us, near the station, is not open yet.
Oh, it's not?
So, no, it's
then
not.
How did you get to eat
There's
it?
one over
yonder,
like 20 minutes away.
Oh.
We already had one in our city.
I actually didn't know any of that.
So that's the one I went to. Because the one that is going to open up near RadioU, like, it's always crazy, they say. Not in a total In-N-Out way or where there's, like, lines, but you could get a delay in eating there. So I wanted to try it before that one opened up. And there was no line at that one.
Okay, sure. There are a couple of restaurants that have opened around here that we haven't hit yet. Or at least I haven't. There's, like, a taco burrito place over there. Like, we need to get... D is on the ball today. She texted in, Swans delivers food.
Swans. It looks like the same thing.
And you know what? I am sure the people at Swenson's are thrilled to hear that. They're both thrilled.
They're both very happy.
Thank you so much for the brand confusion.
It's fun, though. I like, go try a new burger place. That is fun to try, but read the menu. Be prepared. When they came up to the car, I was just looking at the menu online, and I needed to devote more time.
You're like, are there any weird sauces on this burger? Well, man, we don't like the word weird.
But
it feels judgmental.
You're listening to the worst of the riot.
Today sucks.
Radio U.
Now, I don't know if this is a statistic you can trust, because let's face it, most of the statistics we see in TV or on anything are just about worthless. But according to this survey from the Waterstone Management Group, they say that 60%, well, it's technically nearly 60%. So they're saying like 57% of Americans have canceled cable.
Really?
57%?
Yeah, I can could see it.
Doesn't that seem kind of like
Let's all raise our hands. Who here has canceled cable many times?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, we're both.
Are you saying like I can't? Did I get counted more than once?
Out of this study of 2, we've done it each many times.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably true at this point.
I had DirecTV Now this year. That was like I had that for, was it 3 or 4 months? That service was okay. Of course, that's when I was paying $35 for it. Now their base price is up to $45 and climbing.
But in that study, I wonder if they would count that because that was their digital tier like service. It wasn't what would be like cable.
I don't know.
Old school cable.
They say that there are 12% of Americans that say they're keeping their cable no matter what, and you can be sure they're probably all over the age of 60, if not older.
No, actually, I think they're a little younger than that because I just recall a study talking about how sometimes the older people they just don't care, so they'll just try it. Like they'll just cancel and
just whatever.
Try things that you wouldn't think they would try, but they just have someone else set it up for them. So, like if you're the grandchild, you're going over and setting it up.
But they're
But it might be like your
it.
parents who maybe wouldn't.
Okay. Like I will tell you, part of me is just like, man, I wish we had cable. Like I would love to have
It'd
cable.
It'd probably be cheaper than what we've all
we're headed
dug
that
ourselves
way.
into our holes of all the things we spend a monthly service on.
The way they're trying to get you to go with streaming services, in a lot of ways, I feel like we're reaching a point where cable's going to be the deal.
Yeah.
And the streaming services are going to be the ripoff.
But I feel that because cable was its way and, you spent a lot of money with it, we all canceled cable and we all bought these, little packages for all these different channels and stuff. What it actually did with me is it made me stop watching a lot of TV.
Absolutely.
So I don't feel like I'll ever going back to cable because if I went with cable, I feel like I'd be wasting way more money on just nothing. I didn't watch nothing.
Well, when I had DirecTV...
So I'd rather have nothing than watch it.
I had DirecTV so I could basically watch football.
Yeah.
The DirecTV Now thing. And plus I got an Apple TV with it for free.
Oh,
so it was totally
you really
worth
wanted
it.
that deal.
It was dude, that
you wanted
I feel
that.
like I cleaned up on that. But the first week I had it, I was like, man, TV's so good.
And then you get bored of it.
I did. I completely got bored of it. I was like, I don't like this show, and 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 I don't like this show.
So I think that's what hurt cable, and then by way of then it hurts networks the most because you could realize, like for me, ABC, Fox, CBS, NBC, I realized I could never watch one of their network shows that they spend the most money on again and be absolutely fine.
Yeah, it's too bad. I mean, for them.
Yeah, I know. But you just stop watching it and you live and you find something else.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I basically, if it's not on Netflix, I'm probably not going to watch it. Though there are a couple of there are exceptions.
Randoms every so often.
And then I would rather play video games and read a book than I would watch TV.
And that is in the study of they don't like.
Yeah, they don't want to hear that.
They don't want to hear that.
So, and this is interesting. Which state, just of the 50, which state do you think had the highest percentage of people that canceled cable?
Maybe a state that has really high internet. I don't know. Texas?
Idaho.
Idaho?
More people canceled cable in Idaho than any other state.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Very odd.
They have potato shows.
Do they have one of the fiber places? Like maybe, and they
Potato
just did
fibers.
No, just fiber, like Google Fiber or one of those.
They actually say that the skin of a potato.
Okay, we're still on potatoes.
Is very high in fiber.
Enough to power.
That's what I've heard.
To power all of your internet.
So maybe that's how they're doing. Haven't you ever turned a potato into a battery?
Yes, and when really young.
Boom.
Friends by Friends Coke Freestyle Machines. We're all friends, right? It's the Riot on RadioU.
Let's talk Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Right? Her and her ex-fiance, Pete Davidson, is that his name?
Yes, the SNL guy.
Yeah, I have seen and learned so much more about them than I ever want to. The fact that I knew they were engaged and they broke up and that everyone was concerned about Pete Davidson because of what he put on it, all this stuff. I don't wish them ill, but I also don't really want to know.
That's the media world we live in. You can't help but find out.
I do know, but this I love. So Ariana Grande has a new song, 7 Rings, right? So she went ahead and got a Japanese kanji tattoo, which is, Japanese writing, and it means 7 rings. And separately, that is correct. Her tattoo means 7 rings. But when you combine these two kanji, their meaning changes.
And she didn't know that?
She didn't know that. So her tattoo went from meaning 7 rings to being it is a small pot called a shichirin. So it's almost like a steaming pot.
Yeah.
And so, like, here's a photo of photo of one in which there's steaming fish over it.
So that's what the tattoo now means.
That's right.
Anybody who gets a tattoo of any different language knows that that is the risk one takes.
So she posted a photo of it on Instagram, and then it was taken down almost immediately.
Because everybody told her.
Because everybody
that's
was
the worst.
Everybody was like, does she know what that means?
Sometimes I know even with tattoo artists, they might like intentionally, because not everybody's all into that.
There are a lot of, there's probably Instagram accounts for it, but you can find where people have intentionally put bad foreign language tattoos on them.
Or like what you'll do is you'll take, the one story I remember is this guy had a huge Chinese word on his calf, and he took it from a mug that he had gotten, and it was on there, but the mug was wrong. And so he thought the mug would be right, but it was wrong. And then he put it and no one bothered to check.
Dude, and then what was the one? I'm trying to find it now. It was like a Russian model or something. She got a tattoo in English.
Oh, those can be bad. Translation.
It was just as bad. It was just one of those things you're like, oh gosh, why would you get that tattooed to you? But like, to them, since they don't know English, they're like, oh, yeah, that's awesome. Oh, here it is. She was a Turkish reality star, and it says, I can judge a single god with my wrongs and wrongs.
See, it's all a mess. All a mess.
Like, what? What does that mean? She doesn't know either, guys.
I have 2 Chinese symbol tattoos, and I'm afraid to find out, like, if they're correct or
What do you
wrong.
think they mean?
One is, it's like a yin and yang of one is supposed to be fun and happy, and the other one is supposed to be responsible. And so they're supposed to equal out like that. Mm-hmm. But
and you did research on this?
I did, yeah, and they're supposed to be right, but with tattoos, it doesn't mean it's going to be right.
Yeah, as I understand it, like kanji like that, Japanese and Chinese writing is the same. When you get into the complicated kanji, it's when you get into their smaller, what do they call it, like katakana, hiragana, that stuff's supposed to be different. But I don't know.
It's the details. The tiny little details that could change the whole meaning of a piece that you get.
You got to find some native speakers. Show it to them.
Yeah.
Ask them first.
Who's not mad at you. He'll do it right.
Also not mad at you.
So if you've checked out all of those boxes, you may get the tattoo then.
But then you also have to wonder, like, what if they're all just playing a joke on you?
Could be. You run the risk.
You
run the risk.
You end up like, Ariana Grande. She's a multi-millionaire that has,
resources.
She has crockpot tattooed on her hand. Think about that. You're just like, man, you're so hardcore. Crockpot for life, right?
She either went to go get it fixed or you need to own up to it.
You gotta have surgery for that.
And you just get lasered off. It's easy now. You just laser it off. Just laser it away.
What do you think that's like a 5-minute procedure? Don't you have to keep going back?
Depends on the color and the location of it.
It's on the palm of her hand.
That goes off anyways. Your skin sheds so much on your hands that'll go away. She can easily get that taken off.
Sure, but you know what else she can do?
Easy fix for the crockpot.
Do you know? Okay, the whole thing about the 7 Ring song is supposed to her being like independent and whatever, like I do whatever. So every time she freaking looks at her hand, she has to be like, when I was trying to be a strong, independent woman, I was making mistakes. I tattooed my image of
She didn't tattoo it.
No.
Someone else
But
did.
her idea, the irony of I'm a strong, independent woman, and she puts crockpot on her hand, basically. Think it through.
Ponder that the rest of the day.
Have you ever heard a woman use a crockpot as a symbol of empowerment?
With virtual reality, the possibilities are endless. It gives us the ability to live out any of our wildest dreams. So maybe we can use it to pretend the riot doesn't exist. The Riot on RadioU.
You guys know that when you text us, we just love to hear from you.
We appreciate it. Include your name, too, if you've never texted. That way we can get you in and know who you are.
Hannah says, I want to get a tattoo in Lord of the Rings Elvish, and I'm scared they won't put it on right, or it doesn't mean what I think it does. Hannah, Nikki has given great advice to me about this.
You don't need to worry about that. You need to find a tattoo artist that loves Lord of the Rings as much as you do, and you should be fine.
They would consider it to be high treason to
get it
incorrectly tattoo you.
It'd be an honor to do that. And I think the chances are high that the tattoo artist would respect and love Lord of the Rings. So.
I mean, you want to put a Chinese character on your arm, they're going to screw with you.
But Lord of the Rings, they're not going to mess with that.
They wouldn't dare.
But if you get one, let us know if you end up doing it.
Yeah, I feel like that is can't believe I'm going to say this, but if you're going to get a tattoo, I think Elvish that's a good one.
If you're going to?
Yep, that's a good one. I like that.
What's your reasoning for that? Because you like Lord of the Rings yourself?
I feel like I'm going to like Lord of the Rings as much as 80 as I do right now.
Because you think you'll tire of whatever else you might get?
Well, okay. Here's the thing. Being a nerd, a geek, I can't remember which one's which.
A human.
But I'm whatever.
You're a human.
But here's the thing that I understand is that I have been... When you're like me, it's not like a sports team necessarily. Like, you're a Rangers fan forever. I've always loved the Raiders. I've always loved teams that start with R. Whatever. Okay?
Yes.
You got that team that you love them and you love them forever and that's all.
Yeah.
Okay. When you're a nerd, they keep having to come up with ways to sell things to you. So like with football, it's always football. The game changes a little, but it's always football. But like if I'm a Star Trek fan, like they can't keep
change the
just
captain?
selling me old Star Trek.
Sure.
They have to make new Star Trek. And maybe when they make new Star Trek or Star Wars or Stargate or whatever shows that start with S, the new iteration of it, you're like, oh, I don't like that. Oh, now I hate this tattoo.
Because you have it for the old one.
Exactly.
Well, that is something to think about.
So it becomes hard. But with Lord of the Rings, even though we all know that new Amazon TV show, they're going to be like, what if the elves were naked? You know that's probably what we're in for.
You think they're going to change? I think the
Tolkien
house
estate?
I think the House of the Lord of the Rings won't go for that. They got a lot of money riding on that. I think they retain still the overall creative control.
Certain things.
They're not pulling the HBO.
They don't. You don't think so? I hope not.
I don't think so either.
And like, yeah, what you didn't know is that Tolkien always meant for the elves to be completely naked all the time. He just didn't put it in the books because of society.
Someone just is listening now and is like, really? I had no idea. I didn't think that was the type of story.
No, we're talking about what a Hollywood producer sees when you hand them a copy of Lord of the Rings.
I know, and they would have loved to have messed that up, but I hope Amazon does not do that.
Yeah, well, me too. But again, as I'm saying, I feel like that's something that I actually think I like it more the older I get, because I go back and will reread the books, and when I reread them, I'm like, man, this is even better than last time.
Good stuff.
This is even better.
Well, Hannah, maybe you get your first Lord of the Rings tattoo, and then you can talk to him.
Show it to us.
Talk to him over there and see if he feels the need to.
Oh no, I don't. But good on you.
You're just supposed to say that you are, just to agree with Hannah and make her feel comfortable.
That's one step away from putting a foreign language on her body that doesn't mean what I say it means.
From the other story.
It's a lie.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
through riot.radiou.com.
Have you ever heard a woman use a crockpot as a symbol of empowerment?